Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga. And we are going to do the defense of Kashyyyk as best as I can figure to pronounce it. So, I am trepidatiously, there's a big word, cautious. No, I don't believe those two words work together. I'm a little suspicious that this level is going to be another flying around level. Not that the flying around level in Revenge of the Sith Chapter 1 was really bad. It was on rails, which is a different type of flying around level. Technically the pod racer is kind of on rails too, but it felt very different. There isn't a ton of stuff in any of them in the flying around levels, but it's not like the ground battle where we were getting hit by lasers and destroyed over and over again, and it's definitely not like the original pod racer level where you literally, I couldn't even beat that. It was so difficult. So this is the introduction, or our first time of seeing Chewbacca, and hey, guess what? It's not a flying around level, that's good. So immediately I'm going to play as Chewbacca for two good reasons. One, he moves way faster than Limpy McLimp here, aka Yoda. And he has a crossbow. He has a crossbolt blaster. So it is the crossbow gun from a standard LEGO minifig, but it shoots bolts. Which makes really no sense at all. And I wanted to get into the thought of there really is a couple different ways you can enjoy Legos. There's a lot of people that just like the minifigs, and sometimes they get taken advantage of because they want the minifigs that are exclusively only available in sets. So a set, again, can be anywhere between $60 and $400, and it may have 1, 2, 3 minifigs that are only available there. So let's say a set is $100, and it has 2 exclusive minifig characters. Oh, these guys are not attacking me, by the way. They're on my side, I guess. So people will buy these sets and then turn around and sell the minifigs separately for like $60 each. More than half of the cost of the entire set. And I imagine you can make pretty good money doing that, because then you would just, if people fall for that. Now, a lot of people like the sets and the minifigs, and a lot of people just like the sets. And there's really no wrong way to like Legos. There are, I'm sure, Lego people that don't buy any sets or minifigs, just buy bulk orders of the bricks and make their own things. There's definitely people that. So Emperor Palpatine tells him to kill him. And now they're gonna start attacking. So I can turn their heads backwards with the Force. But I don't need to do that because I'm Yoda, and I can just jump. Now look how fast he is. He just goes from one guy to the next guy. It's like one hitting X once. Yeah. That was the transmitter there. More guys can't show up. Now I need to fix this bridge. Up. Personally, I don't think, I'm not really a fan of the minifigs. A lot of the minifigs, like every year there's a new series of minifigs, and they are just random characters. So it might be a policeman, a fireman, baker, things like that. So you would have a weird desire just to have a minifig of every style of person or every profession of person. There are, at least when you get a minifig in the set, it is specialized. You might get a Chewbacca minifig, which I have the Millennium Falcon, so I probably do have a Chewbacca minifig. But if I lost the Millennium Falcon and just kept a minifig, I wouldn't be very happy about that. So here's a new element. You have a hat machine that will put a hat on you. Well, I wasn't expecting that hat to come on. I was expecting a drone hat. And see, Yoda's too short to wear a hat, so he steps backwards. But Chewbacca's tall enough. And so he can get different hats. And if he got the right hat, that would open a Stormtrooper door. If he got a Stormtrooper hat, he would then be able to open a Stormtrooper door. And if he got a Bounty Hunter hat, which I don't think you can actually get a Bounty Hunter hat, then that would open a Bounty Hunter door. But again, I do not believe you can do that. And then to talk more about Lego collectors, which inherently, if you get one Lego, you're already considered a collector in my book, because you'll end up almost certainly getting more. You may not be a complete collector or a super fanatic collector, but you end up being a Lego collector regardless, I'd say. And for myself, I am not a super fanatic Lego collector. I don't want every single set. It would be, particularly in Lego's case, kind of silly to get every single set, because they release different year versions. So I would have, instead of having one Millennium Falcon set, I would probably have around 5, because they've come out with 5 different versions of it over the years, which is silly. Plus, a lot of these sets just don't interest me. A lot of them don't. There is a city street set where they are play sets where one of them is like a theater, one of them I think is a city hall, and they are designed specifically to go right next to each other and make a large cityscape, but it is not really part of the Lego City collection, which is more smaller sets for younger kids. I would like to get maybe all of those, but that's about as big of a collection as it. I have the Pirates of the Caribbean Black Flag ship, and then there's like 2 other pirate ships made out of Legos that I'd probably get those eventually, because I like pirate ships more. And then I have the Lego Hobbit hole as a set, but since I'm not really a huge fan of Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit, I don't feel like I would particularly get any other sets. There were several other sets, and once you start looking at it, you'll see that there are some sets that get released and are just not of the make or quality that you would want, because it's a kid's toy, and the right way, I think, to collect Legos is to be picky. Don't worry, there will be other people that have every single one and are filling up some garage space. This is one of these levels, again, where you're just gonna constantly get destroyed. And it's almost impossible to do anything about it because there's these droids and the stormtroopers constantly storming this beach. I have the Lego Ghostbusters Ecto 1, and they haven't come out with the Firehouse, but since the Firehouse lets you put the Ecto 1 in it, and in particular I had a Ghostbusters Firehouse when I was a kid, it wasn't Lego, I think that's a fair bit of nostalgia that I would like to recreate there. And so I want to get that. But then there's a lot of ones I don't. The Lego Architecture series in particular does not interest me because all those bricks are pure white, just pure white, and they don't go into enough detail. The scale is often a big issue in Lego sets because if it's minifig scale, they will the minifigs will be at the right height. So, for example, here Yoda is fitting properly, mostly in this AT-AT, I believe is what this is. So that is probably not minifig scale, because an AT-AT is actually a lot bigger than this, unless this is some other thing that I've never seen. This is sub-minifig scale, I don't know what that's called, micro scale I believe, maybe it's what it's called. And then there was one above minifig scale where like, well, is playset scale and minifig scale the same? I don't know. I should know that, shouldn't I? Pull up these carrots and we'll get a mini kit. Oh. But yes, there's a scale that's even bigger than minifig, I know that much. Fix that bridge. And then there are some collections where it's actually smaller. The minifig looks huge in that comparison. That's number 2. So I bet number 3, as the carrot number 3 is not good. Where's the carrot? It's funny, you're doing all this silly stuff right in the middle of this battle. Should be paying attention to the battle. There we go. That's number 3. Let's get way over there. So, really on my list of Legos sets that I don't have and still would want to get, it's about 5 that can, of course, be very expensive sets. Legos are not cheap. It is by far one of the most expensive toy sets, toy things you can buy. Although, I mean, video games aren't cheap either. But actually, this game, if you got this game at $60, would probably give you way more hours of entertainment than a Lego set. Particularly for me, since I just put the sets together and it takes a few hours, and then I put them on my shelf and never play with them again. Because I'm not really a child, and I'm not going to really pull them out and play with them. I don't have the imagination. I've long since lost that from either playing video games or dealing with the adult world. So I don't even recall as a child really playing with action figures for very long. Kind of just enjoyed having them. And I guess I have always had that collector mentality. That I just want it whether I play with it or not. That certainly has expanded into ownership of things like movies and video games in a few cases. There are definitely video games that I have that I don't really have any interest in playing again, or maybe ever playing in the first place. And in a lot of ways, the collective mentality is probably not the best mentality, but some people enjoy things that way, I would just say. This is non-stop. So this level in particular can be pretty frustrating because you have to shoot these guys up here. You have to get to them somehow and kill them. And if you don't kill them, then they will just keep on calling in reinforcements. So I'm probably not doing this the right way, but that works. Otherwise, pretty much every time I've done this level before, it's turned into this situation of just non-stop bad guys. They don't do the appropriate cameras on these guys like they should have. So notice the music changes immediately once we've cleared out the area. I guess we're not going to find any more carrots. So Yoda could have come in here and killed them, but they didn't focus on those guys. Perhaps if there was a warning on the screen, that would have helped a little bit. If it said droid commander calling in reinforcements each time. I think technically I have subtitles turned on, or there is no subtitles in this game, because they don't talk. So how can there be subtitles? Yeah, it's an interesting thought. I should investigate that. So you can use the Force to bring this up, but you'd still need Jar Jar Binks to jump up and get that minikit. Let's see, let's look at the options. Video settings, effects settings. Yeah, there is no subtitles because there's no talking in this game. Interesting. And for a kids game, it is kind of weird that they didn't bother to have like a talking to you tutorial. Everything just shows up on the screen and you have to read it, which is a little weird. What am I supposed to be doing here is the real question. Nothing, you're just supposed to walk this way, I guess. I totally didn't see that section. So we've already missed the red brick section. So you can mostly just jump around, try to avoid more conflict. Because avoiding conflict is the right way to go, just to save time. What does the blue and yellow insignias mean as far as stormtroopers? Aren't they all clones? Isn't that the whole point? That they're all clones? Yeah, this is like sub minifig scale, this AT-AT. And when you get to that sub scale, they just don't make it feel like a smooth enough creation. It feels too blocky, too much like, well, anybody could have made that. You didn't need to buy a set or do anything. So I can use the force to blow these up as I'm working my way up this platform. Thought there might be something up here. Doesn't seem like there is. I have one heart left. And I think if I die here, it is actually gonna it would actually reset me down. Stand here and just see if Chewbacca can make it. Now I have no idea where Chewbacca is, but I know he is working his way towards this location. And something must be stopping him. Otherwise he would have followed me. Okay, let's see what's stopping. This is in the way. First. You can jump out of these by hitting Y. Jump in them by hitting Y. One of these has to turn into something. Yes, there we go. Now Chewbacca can get up. Don't get it one more time and I should be fine. There we go. So the fact that I like the minifig scale, since I'm talking about this, which is kind of weird that I'm talking, but there's not a lot going on here. He does have the ability, if he's unarmed, to rip off the arms of people, by the way. But the fact that I want the minifig scale or better, so that the models look more realistic, probably would open the door to me thinking about getting just actual statues and models of things, which I really don't have a lot of those. I have a few, but yeah, I might, but I don't certainly want to become overburdened by statues and figures of video games. Even if I love a video game, I don't want those on my shelf particularly. They're usually not of a high enough quality or interesting enough character for that to be something I would want. So yes, I don't have very much video game paraphernalia. Anyways, it's often just a huge waste of money to sit there and get limited edition of video games for the little toy collectibles that are not really worth it. Now, a lot of times they'll give you digital art books or the soundtracks, and even if I love the sound of a game, I'm probably not going to listen to it. And this is the escape pod we're going to use. Chewbacca saves Yoda, and Chewbacca stays behind. But I think I'd rather custom make things from video games if I was really gonna go down that way route. Something that's one of a kind, something that's unique, something of real interest than something that's mass produced and it's gonna end up in there. Look at that digit just go so fast there. Could barely even see it. Couldn't even see that last digit. A change as it was counting up the number of studs I collected, and I still didn't reach but 41% of the true Jedi level. We are at almost 340,000 studs, which is good. Once we find the power brick doubler, I think we need 1 million, so we should be about a third of the way there. Which maybe it will be 500,000 instead of 1 million, hopefully. Anyways, next time we're gonna do Ruin of the Jedi, and we'll see what that is. We may get lucky. There may only be one flying level in this. So that was this level, and that took 26 minutes. A lot longer than the 8 minutes of the last recording, or 11 minutes. About twice as long. There definitely is some unbalance in the levels. Also, I sat here and started talking, and maybe that slowed me down some, but I doubt it would have slowed me down 15 minutes. Anywho, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.